So this has been a killer week. Two of my clients this week both got promotions that they have been working really hard for. Now, when I say they've been working really hard for them, I don't mean that they've been staying long hours at work, taking on an extra workload, really busting their butt to be noticed by their managers and superiors. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say that they've been working really hard towards getting these promotions, I mean they've been working really hard on themselves. They have been working through challenges and asking for what they want. They've been working through insecurities about their capabilities and their performances at work. They've been working on challenges and asking for more money. They've been working on creating recognition for the work and the extra work that they've already been doing. So notice that they haven't been taking on any additional responsibilities or work. They've actually just been working on using what they've already created and speaking it out into the world in such a way that they create more of what they want as a result. That's been a really fun way to approach this with these women, because for them, they felt at the beginning that nobody was paying attention to the work that they were doing. One of my clients in particular was feeling angry because her manager was suggesting, say 6 or 7 months ago, that they would have a conversation about a promotion for her. And when it didn't happen, when her manager didn't initiate it, she felt really frustrated and almost wronged in a sense. It was like, we had this conversation that we were going to have this conversation about a promotion, and now she's not following through. So the challenge was, take it then, create it. You take responsibility. You create the conversation that's going to create the promotion and the job that you want. So there was a lot of this deep soul work that went into creating these promotions for both of these really beautiful, powerful, strong, intelligent women who just weren't used to creating what they want and asking for what they want. So here we are, several months later, and they're thrilled about these promotions, these new jobs. And there's this feeling of, I can do anything. But then I asked them a really important question, which was, how are you going to celebrate? And they both said something that was great. They said, I don't know. Because I'm so used to eating crappy food or spending a bunch of money or going out drinking to celebrate something. And we said, aha, yes, but that's not celebrating. That's self-destructing. So many of us are wired to celebrate through our vices. And not that there's anything wrong with having a vice. Believe me, I have plenty of them. But what is unproductive, what is not useful, is when the thing that we choose to celebrate with actually detracts from the direction and the momentum that we're trying to create moving forward. So for example, I work with a lot of women who are trying to lose weight. And when they feel like they've had a really great, successful week, one of the rewards or celebrations is to veg out and eat a bunch of crap because they've been so good all week. If you have worked with me or you know me at all, you know that my approach to nutrition and health is not to be restrictive in any capacity. So there is no exclusion of any kind of food. But it also doesn't make sense to work really hard toward what you want and then take a giant step backward in order to celebrate making progress, right? We can see that. If you have been working really hard on saving money and you're like, hey man, this is great, I've saved all of this money, I feel so proud of myself, well, let me go blow half of it shopping, which is what a lot of us do. But it doesn't make any sense, because here we are taking these big steps, these small steps to make big progress towards a goal, and then we celebrate by erasing about 10 of those steps, right? 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So my question for you is, are you celebrating your wins, or are you self-destructing through your celebration? One way to measure this or to discover this is if you think about the last couple things that you've celebrated. What were the celebrations? What were the successes? And what were the celebrations that followed? And how did you feel after the celebration? if you felt a little bit guilty, if you felt like you had done something wrong, if you felt like in your celebration you had taken a step back, it's a good sign that whatever you were celebrating was actually detracting from the momentum of the goal of the thing you were trying to create. If you're celebrating weight loss through, unhealthy food, if you're celebrating promotions and creating clients through spending a bunch of money, you're likely working counter toward what you're trying to produce. So difference between celebrating, self-sabotage, and self-destruct. It's part of our culture. It's part of our habit. It's part of this restrict and reward system that we have created towards change. Let me really restrict myself so I can try to create something for myself. And then because we use restriction as the strategy to get there and pushing really hard and depriving ourselves of pleasure in the process, this reward system becomes kind of a toxic spiral back. So you're trapped in the cycle of deprive and restrict and then overindulge. Deprive and restrict, overindulge. Where you're left kind of feeling like you're not making that much progress. So I challenge that your celebrations should be as much of a step forward as the steps that you took to become successful. Now, they don't have to be related in any sense, but if you think about the way that you want this success to make you feel in the long term once you achieve it, so if you want to lose weight and you want to feel confident and energized and sexy and proud, then however you celebrate should only exaggerate those feelings. If you want to create new clients in your coaching business and you want to feel successful and happy and energized and proud, then the way that you celebrate should exaggerate those feelings, right? This is really, really important, because when we use those overindulgent celebrations to celebrate the progress that we're making, it's a sign that the steps that we're taking to create that success may be either too big, so too big of a jump, too big of a step at once, too restrictive, or too inclusive. I see this with my coaching clients who are trying to lose weight. I see it with my business coaching clients who are trying to build coaching practices, that they in the process of trying to create the success that they want to create, everything else gets shut out, right? We get this tunnel vision where we're like, I'm going to lose weight, so I'm going to work out 5 times a week, and I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not going to eat any more junk, and I'm not going to exercise. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking, I don't have time to spend time with friends. I don't have time to exercise. I have no time for self-care. I've got to make this money. It's too engulfing, right? We're human beings. We need to be. We need to experience. We need to be present. You need to be. Who are you being in the process of creating your goal and your successes? If you're being completely engulfed by the process and the steps required to create that goal, you're likely excluding all of the other aspects of your life, right? Human beings are made up of our relationships, of our sense of fulfillment, of our sense of energy, of our physical body, of our spiritual connectedness to everything around us. And if we just chop all of that out in an effort to lose 20 pounds or make $2,000, you're going to become unfulfilled in the process because you're neglecting too many other things. So that process and that experience of over-neglect creates an extra big desire to overindulge, right? We always find balance, whether we mean to or not, right? You're either balanced because you're on one end of the spectrum and then the other, or you're balanced because you're kind of bringing things in together at the same time. So I challenge you to think about the way that you celebrate your wins. I challenge you, first of all, to celebrate your wins, because there is no such thing as success if you're not celebrating. Think about that. There's no such thing as success if you're not celebrating. Because if you're not celebrating, you never get there. If you're not celebrating, you never get there. If you achieve your goal and you jump right on to the next thing, you're like, great, next, I'll be happier when I get to the next level. But you don't celebrate the next level, it's like running up a flight of steps that never ends. You just get exhausted. Right? So pause along those ways. Pause at your plateaus. Right? We always tend to look at plateaus as a bad thing, but pause at the plateau, turn around, and look what you've achieved. Celebrate that achievement. in a way that exaggerates the good feelings that you want to experience when you reach the thing that you're trying to reach. And as you begin to create more of this dance around cultivating the feelings that achieving your goal will create, you're living in those feelings. And the more you live in the feeling of what you want to create, the more aligned you are with creating it. So let me just explain that again a little bit better. Let's say that you want to, lose 20 pounds, and you know that when you lose 20 pounds, you'll feel energized and adventurous and social, and you lose 5 pounds. Take a pause there, celebrate that progress in a way that makes you feel adventurous, energized, and social. And the more connected you are to that feeling outcome, the easier the next 5 pounds are going to be. The same thing applies if you're building a business, working towards a promotion, or improving your relationships. You must celebrate your goals in a way that inspires the goal itself and doesn't detract from. So celebrate for success, not self-destruction. I'd love to hear how this video impacted you, or what shifts it created for you, or what you're going to change in the way that you celebrate. I hope this is a tough question for you. I hope it stops and makes you think, damn, that's true. I only celebrate through indulging. What can I do instead? And I want to open up the conversation for you to come to me and share this video with your friends, because so many people that I know and speak to have the same experience. So what if we all just began to think about this in a different way and created a greater sense of freedom and fun and adventure through the process of what we are trying to create? How much more fun would we have? How much better would life be? So share with me below where you feel stuck, where you feel like you're going to make a change, and what that change is going to be. And I can't wait to hear from you. Bye-bye.